Hello everyone and welcome to Top of My Season. This is a series that I do that talks about how I feel about the current season of Fortnite at whatever point I start playing. And this season I started playing right at the beginning and I already want to make a top of the season because this season is actually genuinely so good. I think it's the best season since season 2. It's not as good as season 2 obviously, but it's the most fun I've had playing since chapter 2 season 2. So let's just get into it. This one's going to be a little bit different because I kind of just want to play Fortnite, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on top of the season. So I just made some notes and I'm just going to kind of ramble through this. So first up is the Battle Pass, and I think this is actually the weakest part of the season. I don't really like anything particular in the Battle Pass as far as skins go, but I do like a bunch like the back blings and stuff like that, so that's good. But the skins are kind of lackluster this season. They kind of feel generic, but I guess if everything else is fantastic and all we're complaining about is the Battle Pass, that's pretty good. I will say that the Battle Pass new system where you can pick anything within that tier or whatever is much better than it's been like the last 2 seasons. The Battle Pass system in the last 2 seasons has infuriated me. It felt complicated to understand, and I just like this simplified version. So now let's move on to gameplay, which there's quite a few new things going on, and I'm going to talk about them. So first up is like these invasion locations. There's like 3 named locations on the map that'll glow purple, and they will have UFOs flying around them. UFOs are this season's new vehicle, and they're actually kind of fun. They're like not even overpowered either, and that's what I really enjoy about it, is they're pretty easy to knock down, and like they only hit you for like 30 damage if you get hit with them, and they feel pretty well balanced compared to like people used to complain about the mech suits in whatever season that was, and I feel like that's a good improvement. They balanced them pretty well, and I think I heard that they're out of competitive now, which makes that pretty good. Then one of my favorite things that happened this season is we finally have all the guns back. It felt like there was like 2 guns last season, and they were really hard to get because you got these awful versions of the gun like within the primal and the makeshift, and now we have all the guns that we used to have back, and it just feels like Fortnite again, and it's great, and I can actually do damage now, which is fantastic because it was hard to get guns in the past. Something that got introduced last season and is now like actually really good is the crafting system got tweaked, and I think it works way better now. Because now we don't have the makeshift and the primal, but we have these new items called nuts and bolts, which you can just side grade your weapons, which I think is a way better version of the crafting system than we originally had. And then you can upgrade your weapons at upgrade stations, which are now back, which is great. And then another new addition we have is bosses. Well, it's not new because they're back from like season 2. We got a couple bosses back, which is good. It feels like season 2, but it's not. I don't know if they're really worth it like they were in season 2. Like, it felt like I would always land at a boss in season 2 because, hey, that's what was, that was the best option. And at these like boss locations, and actually even at some other locations, there's like these launch pads and like the just a bunch of like different jumping mobility items that are just placed on the ground, which I think is a really cool addition because you can like use the launch pad or use the little boost. I don't remember what they're called, the little inflatable ones, but you just jump around though, and it's great to have mobility back, and you can actually get launch pads on the ground again, which is great because I missed just placing them on the ground and getting into the storm. Or you could always like do a cool thing where you end up behind somebody and say nothing personal, kid. That's really good. So that brings me to the new locations. We now have the farm being Corny Complex, which is a boss location, I believe, where you get... To the Edge told me what it was, but I don't remember what you get. But I know you get something from the Corny Complex. It's the farm. It's my least favorite of all the farm iterations we had, I think. Because it feels impossible to get a gun, and there's IO guards everywhere, and half the map lands there. So it's just... yeah, but it's a pretty good to have the farm back because I always liked the farm locations. Then next up, Sweaty Sands is now Believer Beach, which is essentially the same, but we have a lot of these jump pads now. It kind of is messier, and that's really only the big change, is that it's just now like redecorated and called Believer Beach. Those are the only two named locations that are new, but we have Stealthy Stronghold, which is just like a revamped version and it's not named anymore. So it's kind of like there's like a boss type thing. I don't know if it actually has the guards. I can't remember because I played last night and now I've seemed to have forgotten everything. But I don't. But it is one of those like bossy type locations where it has like a military complex. Then we have where the spire used to be. It's just this big hole and explosion where the spire used to be. And it's not like anything worth dropping at, but it's a good thing to note as being different on this map. So final thoughts would be the season's fantastic. That's why this top of my season is so early this season. So I actively played it at the beginning. It's really good. And I just in general want to go back to playing it, so I didn't want to spend a million years editing this. So the background probably won't even be showing anything that relevant, but yeah, it was really good. You guys should play it. I think it's like top tier Fortnite. I don't know if it'll stay that way throughout the whole season, but we'll see. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was a good time making this very quickly. So with that said, okay, bye.